bracelets?
at a certain time,
Good for them.
and you had a
But
problem
it looks like
with
their
I
love caused them to combine into some kind of huge creature.
Ragnarok.
because I was
And
trying
then
to
Ragnarok
spend
destroys
time
Asgard.
Right.
with my
I
family
saw
and
that in
shit,
Grove's
but you
shrine.
want bitch
Well,
about me not being
that
on the
was
phone and all this and that.
something.
I also
Oh,
told you
hey,
not to blow my
remember
phone
the
up
snake we
because
put
we
that
was
soul
not
in?
gonna argue.
Can't really
Not
forget
gonna
that.
ruin my day.
I saw it. It's getting bigger. Like, faster than normal bigger.
Yeah. I had a feeling that would happen.
Huh.
You love him though, so you're gonna keep dealing with it.
I'm gonna hang back here. Don't want your, friend to see a giant humus.
My
Of course.
shit's real blocked.
Just be
Oh,
careful.
what's up? I told myself, okay.
Please.
You too, Loki.
Everything is gonna come out. You're gonna see. You thought I'd make your life hell before? Okay, we're
Hey, Ingrid. Think Thor died from...
You thought you could defeat the god of thunder?
Oh.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I answer his video calls because I have one of my friends there. So that was like answering your phone.
You get into a damn argument. Like your birthday party was like a fun event. Not no damn way for the sneaker argument in. Cause drama.
Oh, that's all he
My
was
father
trying
and I
to
visited
do
this
the
place the
whole
last time we were in
fucking
Muspelheim.
summer. He
It
came
was
to
like
my video
forever ago.
visit and put money on my stuff so I could see you. Like, what am I supposed to see someone who's gonna cancel a fucking visit?
Right.
What? Also, I said, I don't see you. Bitch, all alone, don't want to talk to you. So, they'll be calling my motherfucking phone, blowing my phone up, I'm tired of y'all. He got pissed off and got my shit blocked a little bit after that, I guess.
If that's how you feel,
Are you saying?
if that's how you feel, keep the same energy, motherfucker.
So, we'll see if he ever comes me back the rest of the night or not. Cause he ain't called me since like 4:50-ish.
Of course.
I admit, that was fun. There were mountains of corpses by the time I finished, cut down like wheat. Lava ran red with their blood. Through it with...
Great. You want to help down here?
Wouldn't think you'd need my help if you beat all those trials. Or did you just watch your father do it?
I know you have fun. You gotta have fun.
Hey, what's taking so long?
I knew you was gonna get a little tipsy. I already knew that.
You wouldn't believe the scores of these things I just killed. It was glorious. I think you're right. Brute wouldn't. She'd be faring better than you, at least.
Hey. Hips. Come here, bitch. Give me your face. Come here. Come here. Don't run from me. Don't run from me. God of War Ragnarok. It's your birthday. The fuck you supposed to turn the fuck up. If you didn't, I would have been worried about your ass. Why the fuck did you turn you up?
You could have done that at any time.
You seem to be handling yourself well enough.
I don't think so.
I was trusting you.
He's like,
So, where to?
come on.
Looks like we need to head through that gate.
Oh, yeah?
I had to do something while you were off fighting.
Well, check again anyways.
Fine. Through the gate, like I said.
I'll take like a strawberry daiquiri
Ain't that impressive?
They have strawberry mix, so
gods.
make no fucking drink.
You are a god.
So I had this
Damn right.
nasty ass
And so am I.
pineapple frozen.
It's
Oh
here.
my god, that
This is
shit
the
was
spot.
strong and
Where is
nasty
it?
at the same time.
In the
But then it
lava?
was
I
good
don't know.
because it was frozen. And then after that, I had two of those.
Go!
After more than a food. I had some. I
Ah!
was like,
Damn it!
I think
Some
I'm done for the
advice.
night.
Sticking your hand in
Got
lava
like 2
is
hours
never
of
gonna
sleep.
feel good.
Wasn't
Yo, ass
thinking.
got fucked up.
It's better that way. All right, let's get out of
They
here.
send me
Oh,
some.
You send me videos, yeah, your ass is
don't try
turned.
to play me again. You're an okay kid,
My sister's like,
but you're still a giant
like
on a
shit.
level of
I
killing
said,
me too.
oh, I do? I didn't know. You think I
What
told
did you do? Loki,
you tell me?
the rift
I
got
sure
brighter.
fuck feel like I do.
Look, you did it.
Look,
You'd be
one of these
okay.
phrases is complete now.
No,
We can read it all.
But you can't translate.
Not yet.
Well,
See, I got a little theory.
yeah,
I think
remember
if
that.
we can find the rest of this, we can use it
For
to
your
look
toy
into
first
that
birthday.
without,
Just watch.
losing an
I'ma
eye
get
or
you
worse.
fucked up.
Look at this.
No,
We
I'm
make a
not
good
gonna
team.
drink. I said,
Don't we?
we'll see.
Don't we? Make a good damn team.
But she still got
Just
a whole
like you
fucking
and
year.
Balder.
You both behave out there?
Thor was really great. I learned a lot from him.
You learned something from him. Really now. Okay. What did you teach the kid?
Is Kevin still sexy? You?
Nothing. What could I possibly teach him?
Exactly.
See, because you made everybody seem like that was like temporary.
I was wondering where that went. Actually,
You made
I
everybody
had
seem
a
like her
pretty
coming down
good
here was
idea.
temporary.
Change of heart.
I'm not really sure why I came to Asgard.
You know, he been with her all damn
I
day.
realize now it wasn't to be a spy. I need you to know you can trust me. And if I'm gonna help you take this to the end, I need to be able to trust you.
And trust is earned. I get it. Take this. Figure out the rest of it. If you're staying, that is.
You're gonna tell me what you're really looking for in there.
Translate that, and I'll tell you everything.
Mm-hmm. She lives
And
there.
on that, young man, you can trust me.
She lives there now. Mm-hmm. All right, that's crazy, man. And now you keep trying to rub it in my damn face like I give a fuck.
Yeah, he's like up at my friend's house, been going to get some stuff, then heading home, but he never said like she was with him or anything.
He ain't tell me that either until he got down. He was like, "Yeah, she live here now." I'm like, "Motherfucker, what?"
Really? Wait, what?
Like, all right.
Yeah.
But he got it. He can have fun with that shit. Congratulations, you fucking a black girl. Nobody give a fuck.
Don't she have like a big ass mole on the person?
I don't fucking know. I ain't pay too much attention. Plus, why the fuck would I come up there by myself when you talk about fucking afterwards? Like, nigga, no.
Does his mama know?
I have no clue.
Sure she will.
She'll find out soon enough.
Hey,
She
you're
al-
back. How was it? Did
he
Father
almost would have had to tell her if she was pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, better than I would have expected.
He would have had to tell her if he couldn't find that plan B.
Is that the sword from Grandfather's study?
Oh yeah,
Bitch would've been
Her name's
outside
Ingrid.
bed. No, I could
Hi,
be fucked
Ingrid.
up. Most parents now just
Wow.
telling me giving a
Well,
fuck.
Father must really trust you.
For real, for real.
Well, glad you survived your first day.
Hey, me too.
Tomorrow, we talk about Valkyries.
Definitely.
But yeah, there's no point in wasting my gas
This
coming
has
up there
been a
just to
weird
sit and drink for like an hour and then leave so you can fuck.
Huh. Nicely equipped. What needs
No,
work?
he told me he was gonna tell my cousin to come over. I'm like, then my cousin about to pop up without me, nigga. He don't know you like that. And he ain't about to sit there either. Like, bro, I'm sitting here watching you flirt and be all up on the bitch, and I ain't got no coochie lined up, and you invited me? Hell no.
Hold on, my little sister's calling me. I'll call you back.
All right.
Good morning, brother. No news, I'm afraid.
I have a plan.
Do you now?
The Nords. You found them once. Could you do so again?
I could try, but I don't see how that would
They
help.
are the fates of these lands, are they not? I would know what they know,
You may not find them cooperative.
as long as I find them. Where do we search?
Midgard. But if Atreus is in Asgard, there's no getting him back without an army. We should be raising one.
Yes, nothing like a catastrophic war to improve the situation. The boy seems quite capable, perhaps if you simply give him some time.
You are not free of blame here. You encouraged his foolishness, his confusion. I do not seek war. But if Odin has stolen my son, do not doubt the lengths I will go to.
Your nature has always been clear, Kratos. But you, Freya. War is a first resort. That's not the Freya I knew. I hope the Norns can give you the counsel you need. Perhaps mine is no longer of use here.
Tyr, stop. This is no time to divide ourselves further. Come, sit, please.
You have been quiet.
Frankly, I'm surprised you, of all people, would seek out fate. But your instincts haven't let us down so far. Let's find the norms.
Who am I to offer him counsel? I only hoped to help the boy find his answers. And I failed. What's my role in all this now?
Tyr, you're at the center of this. You always have been. That's why Odin imprisoned you in the first place. He's terrified of you.
I doubt that very much.
It's the truth. And not just because of prophecies. No one has ever united the realms as you once did.
That is not who I am anymore.
I know you feel that way now. I've lost myself before. More than once, but believe me, there is something beyond that. Purpose is the path that leads you to yourself.
So you would have me accept my fate. Lead your armies into war. Secure your vengeance.
If securing our justice is not your purpose, then find another. For your own sake.
this lock be opened without damaging the book? The elves in Freya's camp wish to read it.
Oh, a locked book, you say? How mysterious. And an elven lock. Intriguing. If your friends in Vanaheim want it, I'll get it open and pass it along with your regards. They're a lovely couple.
Hang on! I got something for you. Sindri!
Coming!
Before you go traipsing off into the dawn, I thought you'd like to have this back. Well, don't go getting too cheery about it. But you're welcome.
I've collected what we need to find the Norns. Shall we go?
Madam Neathog?
Madam Neathog, where have you...
Neathog? I suspect we may have consequences to look forward to.
For a moment.
Stop picking up. I can't get over it.
This.
That armor looks like Lunda's design. I can fix it up for you if you like.
No, it's still here.
What?
The island near the geyser. We need to get the key from it and unlock this door. I need to set right a very old wrong. Another drop of old brother.
Enemy behind you, Kratos!
You're on fire, Kratos. It will fire. spotted at the other Draugr hole, didn't we? Odd.
What did you do?
What I thought was right, or at least what I thought was clever. Ah, with the mining rigs disabled, it seems a bit fresher out here.
Not seems. Is.
You're right. Thanks, brother. Freya, can we return to your story of Hrimthur? You said if he built Asgard's wall in time, he was promised an audience with you.
Yes. Or so I learned one day when Odin burst into our bedchambers, raging and half drunk before noon, telling me to get dressed and go see what the Mason wants.
Hold. We will finish later.
Watch your right!
That dragon looks remarkably lifelike to the sculpture.
I needed to learn the ropes first. My father said that it was not a problem because he was willing to teach me everything that he knew so that I could eventually take a practice step by step. So I agreed and started to work under him so I could learn how to run the business and he could retire at the end of the craft. I worked really hard for a couple of years and last year I was finally promoted and my father was like, it was an amazing feeling because I'd started from scratch.
Not the first time someone's told me that, I suppose.
We don't have the equipment for this.
Even as a kid, Melissa always used to dress well. But when I saw her, she was dressed in old clothes. Her all faded and obviously was her jeans were way too short. She herself looked like she had a bikini. I'd already made up my mind that whatever she was about to ask me, the answer was going to be no. So she said that she needed me to help her out because she and Greg had been struggling for a really long time ever since he had lost his job. He had started drinking instead of looking for a job, even though she had been trying hard to get herself. She had to stay at home to do all the household work that she first moved in. Because of that, she hadn't been working in the recent past, and the gap in her resume made her a weaker contender for all the jobs that she had been applying to. She said that she had heard from a couple of relatives that our father had retired and had handed over the reins of the business to me. So now she was here to ask me if I would be willing to hire Greg and give us the key. Melissa told me that she had come all the way from the local hospital.
Freya,
Sorry for whatever she did in the past.
can we return to your story of Hrimthur? You said if he built Asgard's wall in time, he was promised an audience with you.
Yes, and built it he did. So, off I went, not knowing what had truly been promised or expected.
Her entitlement was so ridiculous that I ended up laughing in her face and told her to apply somewhere else.
Dagger stashed in my robe for emergency. And this mason, this giant in disguise.
His name was Hrimthur.
He just smiled to see me. And as you said, he whispered in my ear. He said the Aesir had killed his father, and he needed to know that one day they'd burn for it. I pointed out I was Aesir now too, technically. He gave me a look, as if he somehow knew better, and continued. He said he'd built in a structural flaw behind the Asgard Realm Tower.
I knew it! How do we make use of it?
We don't. He said Surtur would know what to do. And if Surtur's approaching Asgard's wall...
Then it is already Ragnarok.
Aye, blast it. I hoped it might have given us another way.
Never seen a geyser so big.
Yes, it should lead us to the key for that watchtower door. The key to that watchtower door should be on this island somewhere. Right on the left!
Enemies to your left! Looks like you could break through the ground down here. Can't break through the ground from here. We need to get up higher. Maybe if you found a way into that lift. Seems you've got the height you need to smash through the ground. Enemy behind you, Kratos! Incoming right side! Enemy behind you!
Incoming!
Behind you! Watch out! Take a look at this, Mimir.
That's the key we're looking for. Now we must head to that watchtower on the shore.
What are you not saying?
I just need you to trust me.
Freya, something your brother said. The Aesir burned him.
Yes. We weren't yet at war, but relations with the Vanir and Aesir had been hostile for ages.
Would have been a shame to have left that behind.
What exactly are we doing, Mimir?
Fixing a mistake. Just put the key into that lock, brother. There. If you could give that drum a good loud strike.
explain.
I'd hoped it would have escaped by now, but we'll need to free it from its restraints.
What is this?
A Lungbocker. I captured it many years ago.
For Odin?
Yes. I thought it an imaginative and eye-catching way to earn his favor.
It worked?
That it did.
This creature, you enslaved it.
Aye.
The Allfather put you up to this?
No. This was my brilliance at work.
I'm surprised. Chaining up the innocent is a favored pastime of Odin's.
The irony is not lost on me. Right. We chained the fins too. If you could... Easy. Easy.
At least the creature is still alive.
I'm sure it spent countless winters wishing it wasn't. But we're going to free it. And then...
And then it will still wish for death.
Now for the other fin. There may be a way to reach it behind that collapsed debris.
Above you!
You're angry with me, aren't you, brother?
I remember the feeling of a yoke around my neck. I would not wish it upon another.
Go, left line!
Why enslave the creature?
Its fat was a good source of oil for Odin's lanterns.
Oil? For lanterns?
Whatever anger you're feeling, whatever loathing toward me, it's nothing to what I've said to myself. The Fen, if you could.
I know.
Just the tail left now.
The wretchness! Focus up! Enemies on the left!
hiding some device.
Glasses clinked, conversations flowed, and the music carried on. But behind the scenes, the staff was vanishing, one by one. The bartenders, servers, decorators, and kitchen staff quietly packed up and left, slipping through the back exit like ghosts in the night. The event, spent a year planning, was unraveling right before their eyes, and no one had a clue. Not yet, but they would, because I was done being their forewarner. I checked my watch. 5 minutes left before the real storm hit. I smirked, swirling the untouched drink in my glass. Enjoy this moment while you can. Dear in-laws, you won't like what happens next. I leaned back in my chair, watching the carefully curated event start to unravel at the edges. The room was still lively, filled with the laughter, the occasional burst of applause, and the clinking of expensive champagne glasses. To the untrained eye, everything looked perfect. But to me, I saw the cracks forming beneath the surface. The first sign came in the form of a missing tray of appetizers. At first, no one noticed. The servers had been moving seamlessly through the crowd just moments ago, expertly balancing silver platters stacked with delicate hors d'oeuvres. But now, kids glancing around, confused, their hands empty. A woman in a warm-fitting navy blue dress, one of my mother-in-law's socialite friends, snapped her fingers at a nearby waiter. Excuse me, we haven't been served yet. The waiter, a young man with a stiff posture and a darting gaze, didn't respond. Instead, he set his tray down on an empty table, removed his serving towel, and walked straight out of the vending. Gone. The woman frowned, muttering under her breath, but she was too self-absorbed to dwell. She turned back to her food, laughing as if nothing had happened. But that was just the beginning. Now, a man in a tailored tuxedo strolled up behind the bartender. A small escape from me and my friends. He ordered, tapping his glass against the counter. Swiftly just minutes ago, was completely still. His face was blank. His fingers curled tightly around the edge of the counter. Then, without a word, he untied his apron, tossed it onto the counter, and walked away. The guest waiting for his drink blinked in shock. What the hell? Where are you going? No response. The bartender didn't even glance back. The man scoffed, turning toward his friends. We paid for an open bar. They're just leaving. A few minutes. The flow of drinks was slowing down. The usual endless pouring of wine and liquor interrupted by long, uncomfortable pauses. But still, it continued. A table of well-dressed socialites waved down a massive waiter. Could we get another bottle of champagne? One of the women asked, tilting her empty flute. The waiter nodded and walked back. They waited and waited. 5 minutes passed. Then 10. The waiter never returned. Where is he? The woman wondered, twisting in her chair. Ripple of murmurs spread over the room. Guests were looking around, noticing that no one was coming to clear their plates. The staff that had once moved with synchronized rhythm was thinning out. One by one, the waiters disappeared, slipping toward the exits in quiet resignation. But it wasn't until the music stopped that people truly began to realize something was wrong. Up on stage, the wedding band had been providing elegant background music, soft piano notes, a touch of harmony, and the occasional smooth jazz. They had just finished a song, instead of starting another. They put down their instruments. The pianist closed the lid on the grand piano. The violinist tucked her bow under her arm. The drummer adjusted his cufflinks and stood up. Without a word, they all walked off the stage. The sudden silence was deafening. People looked up from their conversations, blinking in confusion. The music had been an ever-present, steady heartbeat to the celebration. The entire room felt the weight of an invisible force pressing down. The sense that something was happening. Something that would go like
You're building quite the collection of poetry, brother.
Why so surprised? My people are known for their culture.
Not surprised. Esteem.
She flagged down the wedding coordinator, a tall, thin woman in a fitted black suit and a headset. Why is the music on? My mother-in-law demanded. And where's the champagne service? My guesses are waiting. Professionals. Visibly shaken. Check. She stammered before hurrying toward the back. But there was nothing to check because there was no staff left to check. Until this moment, she had been seated at a table with her sister and some other old university friends, lost in gossip and meaningless conversation. She had barely acknowledged my presence since we arrived. When the music stopped, when the servers vanished, when the room shifted from celebration to confusion, she finally noticed. She frowned, setting down her drink.
What's going on? She murmured to her sister. Her sister glanced around, also noticing the eeriness. I don't know, but I saw some of the staff leaving. I think something's happening. My wife turned in her seat, scanning the room. That's when her eyes met mine. I was already
Anything
watching.
interesting,
I
brother?
looked at my glass slightly, my expression calm, controlled, and in that single moment, I saw it. Recognition, a flicker of realization in her eyes. She knew. She didn't know how. She didn't know why, but she knew. I was behind this. Her lips parted slightly as if to say something, but no words came out. She looked around again, this time with urgency. Then, for the first time all night, she looked worried. Good, because this was only the beginning. I checked my watch. 10 minutes had passed. The real storm was just about to begin. Not a comfortable silence, the kind that settles between two lovers at peace. No, this was the unnatural kind. The kind that makes people shift in their seats, adjust their ties, glance around for reassurance that everything is still under control, but it wasn't. And soon, everyone would know it. I remained seated in the back, arms folded, watching the slow realization creep through the wedding like a rising tide. The guests, at first, tried to ignore it. They were the kind of people who thrived on maintaining appearances.
There's more to do here.
It meant something was
You
wrong
sure you
until
want
it
to leave?
slapped me across the face. Well, the slap was coming. At the far end of the hall, near the kitchen doors, 3 waiters exchanged glances. Then, as if on cue, they unfastened their aprons, tossed them onto the nearest table, and walked out. It was slow, calculated, like ghosts
Freya,
disappearing into the
how
night.
did your brother come to be burned by the Aesir?
Well, Freyr got it into his head that he could improve relations by sharing our magic with them.
He turned to grab another
And we'll just
waiter,
stop there for
only
now.
to find that one was already walking away too. Then another, then another. The once graceful choreographed movement of the staff was falling apart like a house of cards. Across the room at the bar, the head bartender lifted his hat, tipped it slightly toward my mother-in-law, and walked out without a word. Behind him, the 2 junior bartenders hesitated for only a moment before following. The line of guests waiting for drinks stared at the abandoned bottles and empty bar stools. Someone chuckled nervously. This must be a joke, right? But nobody laughed because the second wave was already beginning. The first real sign of panic came when my mother-in-law finally lost her composure. She had always been a woman of control, of power, of making sure everything ran exactly the way she wanted. But right now, her control was slipping through her fingers like sand. Her lips tightened into a thin line. She whipped around to find the wedding coordinator. Her last line of defense. Fix this now. The wedding coordinator, who had built a career out of handling high-maintenance clients, stood frozen. She wasn't reaching for her headset. She wasn't moving to call in extra staff. She was just standing there because she already knew there was nothing left to fix. Ma'am, she said slowly, almost apologetically, the staff, they're gone. Mother-in-law's eyes bulged. Gone, she hissed. Yes, all of them. All of them. I saw it happen in real time. The moment the realization struck her like a brick to the face. The wedding. The one she had spent over a year planning. The one she had used to flaunt her social status. The one where she had mocked me, belittled me, pushed me to the back like an uninvited guest. It was unraveling right in front of her, and she had no clue why. The murmurs in the crowd grew louder. People were shifting in their seats, frowning, whispering in confusion. Why is the service stopping? Where are the waiters? This is weird. Who runs out of staff in the middle of a wedding? Guests who had been holding empty glasses for too long started looking irritated. The ones who had
Perhaps
plates
that's
full
how
of
we
empty
reach this
food
creature's
now
tail.
realized there was no
Let's
one
return
left
to the
hear
boat.
them. The ones who had been waiting for a fresh round of champagne were now holding
You
nothing
never
but
spoke
thin
of
air.
this creature.
A woman in an
Does
emerald
that
green
surprise
gown,
you?
her diamond
That an
necklace
old
glinting on
man
her
would be
face,
ashamed of the
leaning down
mistakes he's
past the
made.
staff. Excuse me, could you tell me what's going on? We've been waiting for service. The staff member, a decorator who
I
had been
thought,
setting out floral arrangements
I'd
minutes ago,
hoped the
simply
creature
smiled.
would be long
Then took off his
expired by
name
now.
tag, placed it neatly
But
on the table,
apparently the
and
Aesir
walked away.
couldn't even be
The woman's
bothered to
jaw
mercy
dropped.
kill it once
Guests
it was
were
no longer
overwhelmed.
useful.
They were talking loudly.
We
Confusion was
could
turning
kill
to
it.
frustration.
No.
And frustration was turning into
Not
full
when we
on.
can save it.
I had been watching my wife the entire time. I had watched the slow creeping thread settle into her features. Her nails tapped anxiously against the table. She scanned the room, searching for someone. Anyone. To take control.
Good. You can reach the tail from this dock.
The menu manager? Nowhere to be found. The waiters? Gone. She turned again, locked eyes
You
with
would
me.
still save this
time,
broken creature.
There was no mistake.
I know what it is to be imprisoned
She
like
didn't know
this.
how I did it.
I
She
can't
didn't
just
know when I
leave
did
it.
But she
And if
knew.
it is beyond
I didn't say a
saving,
word. I simply
don't
lifted my
understand.
glass in a slow, deliberate
let us
motion,
continue.
took a sip, and smiled. Her face drained of color. She leaned toward me, voice low but urgent. What did you do? I tilted my head slightly. Me, don't play games with me. Security guards.
Behind you! Look out!
Yes, a buffet table lifted the lids of the silver serving trays only to find them empty. Not half full, not poorly stocked, completely empty. One man, someone I recognized as a business associate of Honor, slammed his
Tail must be chained as well.
business. He demanded, gesturing to grab the table. But later, an older man,
Sliding down that rope should take us where we need to go.
he simply reached into his pocket, pulled out a resignation slip, and placed it carefully on the table. Then he walked away. A red silk gown standing nearby let out a nervous laugh. This seems to be a joke. She said,
There. You're free.
Answer because the kitchen staff was gone. The people were trying to prepare the courses, serving the fancy hors d'oeuvres, and ensuring champagne
going
glasses
on?
never empty. They had
Maybe
all
needs a
walked
little
out,
encouragement.
and now there
Can you
was
get me
nothing
closer
left
to its
serve.
eye for a face-to-face, brother?
Things weren't any better. A line had formed. Guests expecting their drinks, growing impatient. A young woman in a diamond-studded gown tapped her fingers against the counter. Hello? Can I get some champagne here? The bartender, the last one remaining, touched the rim of a glass, set it down carefully, and exhaled. Then, with an infuriatingly calm expression, he lifted his hands and said, "So your doors were closed." Gasps.
Another
Stunned
incomplete
silence.
ruse.
Then, what? Closed? Are you insane? This is a wedding. The bartender shrugged, losing his towel. Not my problem.
Now, the word.
With that, he turned on his heel and left. The guest stood there blinking,
Mackie.
unsure if this was something. But it wasn't, because now, the truth was sinking in. The
Success.
wedding was falling apart.
The gate
and there
is
was no one
lowering
left
out
to fix
there.
it. At first, they tried to downplay it. It's just a miscommunication, someone said. They probably just had a shift change, another guest offered, voice uneasy. But then, the lights dimmed.
You're punishing yourself, aren't you, Mimir? For exploiting the laborers. For the loom buckler.
Of course. Who else is going to?
I'd consider Odin chaining you to a tree for hundreds of years as a sort of penance.
The music wasn't
We'll
coming back.
agree to disagree.
Now, the entire event was dull, lacking, lifeless. Without the perfect lighting, without the trained staff running the show behind the scenes, it was no longer an extravagant wedding. It was just a badly planned event falling apart. And that's when the first wave of exits began. Guests who had only come for status reasons, those who had no real connection to the bride or groom, took this as their cue to leave. I watched completely still as people started slipping toward the exits, not running, not making a scene, just quietly walking out. As if they didn't want to be associated with a failing event. As if they didn't want to be seen at a wedding that was in real time becoming a disaster. By now, my mother-in-law was livid. Her carefully crafted mask of elegance was cracking. She stormed toward the
What
wedding
is it,
coordinator
Mimir?
by now was
That's
shaking.
nothing, brother.
Where is the staff?
Just
The coordinator
you ever
standing
have
struggled
those
with
moments
the
where
answer.
you wish you could
I don't know.
go back,
They left.
rewrite
Every
your own
single one.
past, make
Mother-in-law,
different
slash wife.
decisions?
Then also,
Journeying through time is more trouble than it is
coordinator
worth.
swallowed her,
Ah,
gripping her
fair
lip
point.
so tightly that her knuckles turned white.
You're speaking metaphorically, right?
Enough.
The woman exhaled
We
shakily,
will continue
avoiding
later.
the gaze because, man, they don't work for us. My mother-in-law froze. She was watching. I could feel it. My wife, who had spent the last hour ignoring me, dismissing me, pretending I didn't exist, was now staring at me like she had seen me for the first time.
Go on, you great blubbering beast.
Breath shallow.
Shoot!
She was putting the pieces together.
It's not moving.
Stand.
Why is it not moving?
Music.
It has grown accustomed to its chains.
No. No, we can fix this. We just need to chase it off. Scare it. Something.
There is no making things right. Only better than they were.
At least you can feel the wind on its face.
May you provide some comfort.
That's not enough.
Steady. Because you let them disrespect me over and over again, because they called me the poor one, and you laughed because you made me an outsider again in your family's dynamic. Brent itched. But this is ruining my mother's wedding. No, sweetheart. I smiled, slow and deliberate. I'm ruining your mother's wedding. Her eyes widened, and right on cue, the venue manager walked in. Her face was grim, her hands clasped together as she approached my mother-in-law. Ma'am, I regret to inform you that due to a breach of contract, this event is now being shut down. Gasps, whispers, mother-in-law staggered back, stunned into silence. The wedding was over, and I just watched it burn. The laughter, the chatter, the clinking of glasses, all of it was gone. In its place, stunned faces, pale expressions,
Freya,
panic
how
bubbling
did your brother
beneath the
come to be
surface.
burned by
And at the center of
Aesir?
it all,
Well,
standing rigid with her
he was
perfectly
trying
manicured
to
hands
improve
shaking at her
relations with
sides,
them
was my
by
mother.
sharing our
I
magic.
had never seen her like this
Vanir
before.
techniques
Not
for
during the years she
bountiful
had helped with our
harvests,
family gatherings.
enough to feed their
Not when
whole
she called me the poor
population.
one behind my back.
Getting set on
Not
fire
even
was
when
the
she
thanks he
practically
got.
spat at my existence at this very wedding. No, this was
That's
different
true.
because for the first time in
The
her
Aesir
entire
were
life,
too
she was
undisciplined and
powerless.
impatient
The
for
venue
the
manager
subtlety of
stood firm,
Vanir's spellcraft.
always even and professional despite
So
the
when
chaos unraveling around her.
it
Ma'am,
went
I
wrong,
regret to inform you that
blame
due
their
to a
teacher.
breach of contract, this event is
So
now being
Freya
shut
was
down.
a guest
The words
when
sliced through the
Odin
air like
burned
a
him.
blade.
Not
Gasps,
exactly.
murmurs. Guests turned to
Odin
each
didn't
other,
mind locking
whispering,
Freya up.
gripping their
He saw the
phones,
potential of the
texting
magic
frantically.
and wanted to know
Shut
more
down.
than how to improve crop
My
yields.
mother-in-law blinked.
It was a mob
Once,
of lesser
twice,
Aesir,
then,
bitter
slow.
and
Her
short-sighted,
face
who
twisted in
tied
fury.
him up and lit him aflame
She
as
shrieked.
punishment for the
Voice shrill enough to
sabotage
make
they
heads
imagined
snap
him
forward.
guilty of.
What are you talking about?
Obviously,
The
he
manager stood her
survived.
ground.
In
Your
fact, he
contract
used the
explicitly
opportunity to
states that any
escape.
mistreatment of event
But
staff,
such an affront
verbal,
made
physical,
war
or
inevitable.
otherwise, results in an immediate
Freyr
cancellation
certainly
of
wasn't the
service.
same after
The
that.
multiple complaints
At
filed
least
today
for a
by our
while.
workers have left us with
His
no
carefree
choice. I
ways
watched
were
as the
replaced
words
with
sank in. My
nightmares,
mother-in-law, the
paranoia,
woman who had
and
spent
lashing
years
out.
stepping on people like
You know
they
what?
were beneath her,
I'll finish
was
this
now
later.
at the mercy of the very workers she disrespected. Irony was a beautiful thing. This is unbelievable, someone muttered. We came all this way for a wedding, and now there's nothing? This is humiliating. The whispers grew louder, harsher, more unforgiving because it wasn't just about the wedding. It was about reputation. These weren't just any guests. These were socialites, businessmen, women with status, and now they were standing in the middle of the last event, trapped in the fallout.